Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of Cycling Insider. In this episode, I have an excellent comparison for you. And the question is, should you buy a Trek Domane SL6 or should you buy Canyon Endurace CF SL8 disc for the 2022 season? So you see, I got this question recently from one of my friends who is in the market for this type of the bike, and his budget was exactly around this, about $4,000. So he is between these two bikes. So today, let's dive in, let's see all the specifications and everything you get for your hard-earned money, and then at the end I will give you my opinion, which one of these bikes should you just go ahead and buy. So, first thing first. Trek Domane SL6 for the 2022 season has a retail price of $4,230, and on the other hand, a Canyon Endurace CF SL8 disc has a retail price of $3,700. Okay, on Canyon you should probably add another $50-$60 just because of the shipping of the Canyon bikes. So, very close in price. I mean, obviously, Trek is a bit more expensive as it is, but as I say, when we dive into the specifications, let's really see what do you get for your hard-earned money. First, let's answer the question, who is this bike for? So you see, a Trek Domane platform and also Canyon Endurace platform are all about relaxed geometry, long days in the saddle, basically, as the name suggests, endurance road bikes. So if you are in the market for this type of the bike, you should definitely check these two. So don't expect, these carbon fiber frames to be so light or stiff. This is just not the point of these bikes. And when it comes to these endurance road bikes, personally, I think they are probably the best choice for majority of the bike riders, and I'm also guessing that when it comes to the sales of Trek Domane or Canyon Endurace, probably they are the biggest sale numbers when it comes to these bike manufacturers. Also, when we look at the paint schemes on these bikes, Trek is offering two paint schemes. The first one is this beautiful metallic red with a hint of black, very classical paint scheme combination. And then also Trek has this really beautiful metallic blue with a hint of kind of silver and white, or they would call it like officially, a satin dark aquatic and the Trek black. Both paint schemes absolutely beautiful and stunning, and I'm also glad that Trek is offering two paint schemes on this level of the price of $4,230. On another hand, when you look at Canyon, you also have two paint schemes, which is again great stuff. So the first one is very, very simple stealth gray. But another one is absolutely stunning, what they call frozen yellow, or I would almost call it like a banana yellow with a hint of black. So definitely, in this case, I would choose the frozen yellow one, but when it comes to the Trek, both are beautiful and at least you have a choice. So both bikes offering you at least two paint schemes to choose from, which is always great. Now we can dive into the specifications and see what is there that's included in the price. So we can kick off with the frame and the fork on the Trek Domane. So the frame is a 500 series carbon fiber frame, Trek's own, OCLV carbon fiber frame, with the front and rear ISO-speed. You have a bit of internal storage on the down tube. You will get, 12mm through axles front and the back, internal cable routing, and in this case, it's gonna be, flat mount disc brakes and also threaded bottom bracket. When it comes to the fork, the Trek has again Domane SL carbon fiber fork with the carbon fiber steerer and flat mount disc brakes and 12mm through axles. I have to mention here that definitely a secret sauce of this Trek Domane is the front and rear ISO-speed. So think about it as the proprietary patented solution from Trek. It's an absolutely great solution, and this Trek Domane is still probably the most comfortable endurance road bike on the market. I mean, no questions asked. Think about it as this front and rear ISO-speed, where on the rear your seat tube can independently move from the top tube and the chainstays. and the seat stays, and also at the front you have a bit of movement inside, you know, the front tube of the bike. So it's almost like a little shock that Trek has made at the front and at the back. So it's absolutely great solution for soaking up road bumps. I have to mention here that carbon fiber frames and forks from Trek come with a lifetime warranty, so everything absolutely top notch. When you look at the Canyon on another side, with the retail price of, you know, $3,700 US. So let's see about the carbon fiber frame and the fork. So yes, it is a Canyon's CF SL carbon fiber frame and the Canyon's CF carbon fiber fork. Again, internal cable routing, in this case press fit bottom bracket. You will have 12mm through axles front and the back, and also flat mount disc brakes. So this Canyon CF SL range of carbon fiber is their mid-range, so it's not top of the line creme de la creme. They also have a CF SLX, but then it will become so much more expensive. So this is a very good comparison on the CF SL range. Absolutely perfectly fine carbon fiber frame and the fork, and also keep in mind that Canyon here offers a 6 years guarantee on their carbon fiber frames and the fork. So of course, you know, much less than Trek with their lifetime warranty, and also Trek has this secret sauce of the front and rear ISO-speed. Now let's talk about the wheelset. So what do you get? With Trek Domane, you are getting a Bontrager Paradigm Comp 25 wheelset. So this is a tubeless ready wheelset, 25mm inner rim width, 12mm through axle. So this is aluminium wheelset from Bontrager, and I have to mention here that it's gonna come, you know, tubeless ready from Trek already, with tubeless tape and the valves. And also this wheelset is wrapped in the Bontrager R3 hard case tire. This tire is 32mm tire, 120 TPI, so it's going to be a supple, good tire, and 32mm will definitely give you a lot of air volume and a smooth ride. I will just mention one more thing with this aluminium Bontrager wheelset, and that is that basically the hubs on this wheelset are the Bontrager's own hubs, and also it's their rapid drive system. I'm expecting it to be perfectly fine. In the old days they would usually be based on DT Swiss hubs, so again should be perfectly fine. And this would be a 23mm rim height on this wheelset. Total weight of this wheelset is approximately 1,800 grams, so very nice, you know, very competitive for an aluminium wheelset. When we look on Canyon, what kind of wheelset do you get? So you are getting a DT Swiss Endurance LN wheelset, and this wheelset is wrapped in the Continental GP 5000 tires. These tires are 30mm tires front and the back, so again a nice good air volume and a smooth ride. And again I will mention here that this DT Swiss Endurance LN wheelset, you know I'm a huge fan of DT Swiss. It is an aluminium wheelset, excellent wheelset from DT Swiss, based on DT Swiss 370 hubs, and I would also expect the rim height to be somewhere in the region of, you know, 25mm. Because this DT Swiss Endurance LN you can't buy directly from DT Swiss, so I'm guessing this is some kind of OEM production for Canyon. Again, superb DT Swiss aluminum wheelset, I absolutely have no complaints here, and again I would expect the total weight of this wheelset to be approximately, you know, 1,800 grams, similarly like the Trek's wheelset, like the Bontrager wheelset. Now let's talk about the drivetrain of both of these bikes. So let's kick off with the Trek Domane. So the drivetrain is Shimano's Ultegra mechanical group set. So shifters, front mech and the rear mech, everything is Shimano Ultegra R8000. Absolutely superb mechanical group set. I have no complaints here. It's a proper workhorse from Shimano. So just, you know, a bit more details here. I will mention that the rear mech on the Trek Domane can accept the maximum cassette size of 34. Also the crankset is the Shimano's Ultegra 5034 crankset, and when you look with the cassette, which is the Shimano's Ultegra cassette 1134, so you have a really huge range of gears, and basically you have a 1:1 ratio of gears, 1134 cassette and 5034 chainring chainrings at the front. Chain, again, Shimano's Ultegra HG701, 11-speed chain, because this is 11-speed group set, so absolutely no cutting corners when it comes to drivetrain on this Trek Domane SL6. Also, the bottom bracket, as I mentioned before, is the threaded bottom bracket. This is a Praxis T47, absolutely superb, standard. It's going to be easy to service, and your local mechanics are just going to love you. On another hand, when we look at the Canyon, what's the group set on Canyon? So again, the whole drivetrain is the Shimano's Ultegra R8000. So everything from front mech, shifters, and the rear mech, everything is Shimano Ultegra R8000. Also cassette, Shimano's Ultegra 1134 cassette, and paired with the Shimano's Ultegra crankset. I don't see here briefly the chainrings, but again I would expect it to be 5034 chainrings, just because it's a great combination for these endurance road bikes. Chain also on Canyon bike is the Shimano's Ultegra 11-speed HG701, and a bit of a difference is in the bottom bracket, where with the Canyon you are getting a press fit bottom bracket, so standard like BB86 Shimano standard. I wouldn't expect any creaking noises from this, because again, Canyon's carbon fiber frames should be very, very good, especially on this CF SL level. Now let's talk about some of the smaller components. So with the Trek, let's start with the saddle and the seat post. So the saddle is from Bontrager P3. I'm just expecting it to be a decent, saddle, nothing special. And the seat post is the Bontrager's carbon internal seat mast cap. So just pay attention to this, because it's a bit of different design from some other bikes, where you have a bit of this carbon internal seat mast cap, where it extends a little bit of the seat tube, and then you of course insert your seat post inside it. So it's a bit of a special design from Trek, just to get a bit more leverage and a bit more smoother ride, but nothing special. It's a carbon fiber seat post. Again, it's going to soak up nicely some of the road bumps. Handlebar and the stem. Handlebar, Bontrager Elite aluminum handlebars, and also the stem from Bontrager Pro aluminum stem. Everything perfectly fine. I love that handlebar and the stems are separate pieces. Nothing is proprietary. Very easy to replace in the future if you really want, and also easy to adjust your position on the bike. Now let's have a look at the Canyon Endurace. So when it comes to these smaller components of the cockpit, it's a bit different. So with Canyon, you are getting their Canyon H31 carbon fiber cockpit. So this is a one-piece affair of carbon fiber handlebars and carbon fiber stem. So first of all, a proprietary piece. You can't replace it so easily in the future. You gotta buy another Canyon Ergo cockpit H31. And also, if you wanna finally adjust your position on the bike easily and quickly, it's gonna be a bit more challenging compared to classical handlebars and the stem. When it comes to the saddle and the seat post, with Canyon you will get Physique Argo Tempo R5. Excellent saddle, no problems here. Again, since saddles are a personal preference, if you don't like this one, you can easily replace it. And also with the seat post, you are getting a superb Canyon's carbon fiber VCLS S15 carbon fiber seat post to soak up a lot of smaller road bumps. So very, very similar, you see, with some of the components, but again, a big difference in one-piece carbon fiber handlebar and the stem with the Canyon. Now let's talk about the braking system on both of these bikes. With Trek Domane, you are getting a superb Shimano's hydraulic disc brakes, and these are Shimano Ultegra hydraulic disc brakes. Braking rotors are 160mm front and the back, and these are Shimano's MT800. So this is from the mountain bike world, MT800, but this is the Shimano Ultegra level braking rotors. Superb 160mm rotors front and the back, so it's going to be an excellent heat dissipation and stopping power. On the same, story, same side, is going to be with the Canyon Endurace. So you are also getting a Shimano's Ultegra hydraulic disc brakes front and the back, with Shimano's MT800 braking rotors, and again 160mm braking rotors front and the back. So both the braking systems absolutely the same, superb Shimano's Ultegra hydraulic disc brakes. Now let's talk about the total weight of the bike. So with the Canyon Endurace, it's going to be 8.1 kilograms, and I'm expecting this weight to be claimed for some kind of size, medium, large. so 8.1 kilograms, but with the Trek Domane SL6, Trek, didn't claim their weight here, but I would expect it to be a bit more heavier just because of the ISO-speed decoupler front and the back. So let's say another probably 300 to 400 grams heavier than the Canyon Endurace. So probably Trek is going to be closer to 8.4, 8.5 kilograms in the same size. So now in a summary, what would I advise you? Which one should you buy? Should you go for the Trek Domane SL6 retail price $4,230, or should you just go ahead and buy Canyon Endurace CF SL8 for $3,700? So personally, I would go ahead and just buy the Canyon Endurace CF SL8 for approximately $3,700, $3,750 with the delivery. I believe it's just a much better offering than the Trek Domane SL6. The price difference it's a bit huge, it's almost like 500 something $. So Trek should have made this bike much more competitive on the price side. But I have to mention here, if you really want to test the Trek Domane ISO-speed decoupler front and the back, and I still believe that when it comes to really comfortable bikes, this Domane is number one, then definitely this is what you are paying for with $4,230. Everything else considered, from the group set, the wheels, hydraulic disc brakes, it's absolutely the same on both bikes, so there's not much in it except this very specific Trek's ISO-speed decoupler. So there you go. My advice is to just go ahead and buy the Canyon Endurace CF SL8 for $3,700. So I think this is going to be it for today. I hope you like what I'm doing, and if you do, please keep on watching, keep on liking, and as always, I will see you soon in the next episode. Cheers!